more so like you and your husband both, I mean, well, yeah, you and your husband both kind of knew.
Say that again.
You and your
Both what?
husband both, you and your husband both knew.
Yeah, I think so. I
So
think we both knew.
what do you think, like as it goes to law of attraction, what do you think that could have been how that could have been based?
I think it was based on uh, physical attraction. You know,
Hmm.
there was a physical attraction there. We were friends prior to um, dating, so it wasn't like we didn't have it. You know, we didn't go out as friends. You know, and hit the scene or wherever we were. So we were friends prior to that, and then it snowballed into something. And I think it has something to do with, like I talked before about love languages.
Hmm.
It was seeing what the other person needed and granting what the other person needed. And that made to the point where we were attracted to each other enough to take it to the next step.
Hmm. And last question, because
Yes.
I could do this for a while. Do you feel like y'all naturally spoke each other's love languages, or was it something y'all had to teach each other?
At first, I think it was intuitively based, you know, what we knew, intuitively about each other, what we could sense, what we could feel. Because I was young, I was very young. At that point in time, you don't really speak as to what you want. I think the older you get in a sense of speaking to somebody saying, I need this. Can you fulfill this in me? And then you talk to somebody about what you need. So I think it was intuitively based at first. And
Hmm.
then as the relationship grew, it became more of a communication. Hey, I need this. You're not giving me this. This is what I need. And growing together and communicating with each other. And I remember when we got married, I was very young I was, I think, 22 when I got married. So when we got married, the priest said to me and said to him, you see her smiling? And he said, yes. And he said, she should always be smiling. So it was, you make her happy and she'll make you happy. It was like a mutual kind of thing. So, and I think that comes back to the love languages. If you can, if you can make that person feel the best and do for them, then they can do for you.
Hmm.
It's a mutual thing.
Which I'm glad and I'm going to come to Pooja in just a second, but I did want to ask you about this too, because this is something that I started teaching a lot about. So let's say that you have become in a very invested, committed relationship.
Hmm.
So in that situation, I can understand unconditional love, right? Where we are really, really trying to make each other happy despite any condition that we could come up with, right? So
Right.
but I am teaching people that I do understand unconditional love, especially as it goes with like my very, very invested and very committed relationships in my life that I've deemed that, these are my lifers, right? But
Yep.
I'm not really down with unconditional dating.
Um, I can see that. I
Yeah,
can see that.
I'm not down with unconditional dating. That when I know that this is something like this is a really very important quality that I want in a person and I'm dating and I don't really see that quality in them. Like, do you think it's really fair for me to just call it quits because I'm like, okay, this I can't do this.
What I think is when you're dating, it's like if my husband would have gave up before when we were dating, before we were even married, if he would have gave up and not have pursued me 3 months later, I don't know as if we would have been together. Do you know what I'm saying? So I
Hmm.
think, he had the feeling that, I'm going to stay with this. I'm going to ask her again and see if she changes on her position at all. And at that point, I had got myself to the point where I was able
You
to
made
commit to
room.
him.
You
I made
made
room
room.
for him. Exactly. I made the room for him and I was able to commit for him. If he would have given up, then nothing would have transpired at that point. So I think that he knew he was going to commit at that point, and he wanted to pursue me and commit to me, and I made the room to make him available to come in. So
Mhm.
I think in dating, I wouldn't give up automatically, because you don't know where the other person is and what their position is. So I think if you hang around, or if you're able to communicate and talk with them and find out where their position is, are they ready to date?
And
Hey,
I was just gonna say, I think that was a really good point, as it went with not giving up, like communicating in a way to
yes,
see what it is, because the condition may be something that you can deal with, right? She's
right,
like, well, I'm kind of in a relationship. Like, oh, okay, well, cool.
right,
I know this is what I want. I can wait. I can buy my time because I know that we're meant to be. That I'm not creating for you, but I know this is what I want, right?
right,
So. Um, More so to the point. So I think like communication, you can really discover like, okay, well, this is a condition I am willing to deal with. And
right,
the communication, you may realize that, oh, well, she is terribly, really, really guy, and they're about to get hitched. So
right,
he might have needed to maybe move on, quite
right.
possibly.
You're
So.
right. Where is that person? Are they in a position where they can commit to you? Are they going through some grieving process right at this point in time? Because if somebody's grieving, they're not going to want to commit to a relationship. What are they going through at this point in time? And communication is the key.
Right. So I'm gonna go to Pooja real quick. Thank you so much, Elizabeth.
You're welcome.
Pooja,
Jamad, hello. Um,
what's popping?
Elizabeth, well, I mean, I kind of also want to hear Elizabeth's feedback on this. I have a question for both of you. So, she was saying don't give up, and it kind of made me think about times where um, it's kind of like I'm conflicted. There are times where I really know what I want, right? And I like there may be a person I really want. And as you said earlier, Jamad, it may not be in alignment for them. Like it may be something I really want, but it may not be in alignment for them. So I've let it go. But then you just feel what you feel, right? So this is always a hard one for me. Like when I have feelings for someone, and right now I don't, but there have been so many times where I've had feelings for someone, like really strong feelings, and it's not worked out, and I've had to move on. So I guess, when do you say, okay, forget it, let it go? Or when do you play with that? And I've heard like a couple of Abraham-Hicks talks where, um, she'll have people come on. Like I've searched, how do I find my soulmate a couple times? Like Abraham-Hicks, how do you find your soulmate? And a couple of talks have been really helpful, where people are saying, they play with this idea of this particular person. And I know that, for example, Jerry Hicks and her, um, as an Esther and Jerry, they ended up, I think it was like 4 years. There was like a period of 4 years. They didn't even know each other, but he was living in an apartment and she ended up living in that very same apartment 4 years later. Have you heard this story, Jamad?
I've heard about them. Like they tell that in different ways all the time. But I've heard how they kind of came together. Esther had a dream about Jerry, and I will say this: when it came to that story, Esther had began to describe the qualities of the mate that she wanted, and then she had a dream about Jerry.
Mm, okay. Yeah, I guess my question is just, when you feel like there's someone out there for you and you have these strong feelings, what do you do with that, I guess? Should you do with that? And let's say there is a particular person that that you feel is perfect for you, but they just don't seem to look your way.
Okay, so I did want to say this though, because I think I know we were listening to Elizabeth, and I think Elizabeth. Okay, because it was two things I wanted to say about this, and I think I was trying to make sure what Elizabeth said, so I can like have me a little supporting evidence. But the thing about it is, did you? And here's the thing, because I know I've been in this situation myself a lot, because we've all been in it, right? Especially when it came to
Mhm.
dating. And it's really like, and I won't say like those feelings of unrequited romance because you really don't know how the other person feels, right? But it was more so about the fact that you said like you really know that this person is someone that you would want,
Mhm.
but it was like in when it came to it, we know we can't create for anybody else, but do you really feel that they were truly, as it went with the qualities in the person that you want, the qualities that you really spoke to yourself on, that is what you would want in a mate? Did they really possess those qualities, or was it a way where you like, we get along, we can work out everything else if we just get together?
I think what's happened lately, like the last person I had this kind of strong feelings for, was they seemed like so much of what I wanted, but at the same time, I talked myself out of it because I just didn't feel they were going responsive. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I would just, that's what interview, then test. Test
Mhm.
it. Get real testy. I think the testing part is the best part.
Well, how about what if number two, you make room for them, but they're not making room for you?
I'm gonna let Elizabeth take that.
All right, am I on or no? I didn't know
Yeah,
if
we can
I.
hear you.
Okay, if they're not making room for you, then they're not ready.
Yeah, exactly.
But bottom line, they're not ready. But have you communicated it to them? So the point is nobody can read your mind. Nobody can know what you want. Nobody can really know if you're interested. And if you really want to know the fact, men are from Mars and women are from Venus, it's really, really true. We do not speak the same language.
I'm gonna tell you, Elizabeth, men are from everywhere.
Yeah.
Nobody is
But
from the same planet.
no, we don't speak the same language. So when it comes to that, we assume that they understand what our needs are and what our wants are. And if you're not communicating it, then you have no way of knowing if it's real.
Right.
So if you find somebody that you're interested in, you could take it to the next step, as awkward as it is, and say, hey, you know what, I'm really interested in you and I'd like to see if this could go anywhere. Are you reciprocal to this? Are you interested in this?
Mhm.
If you are, that's great, let's take this to the next level. If not, then keep me in mind, I'd love to be your friend. Whatever it is, maybe in a little bit of time, you'll change your attitude. And the one thing I do find is men do not like weak women. They don't. They like a woman that can voice her opinion, voice what she wants, and explain exactly. Because what I've learned over time is men don't assume like women do. They want to know what it is that you want. Be clear to the point. And as women, we just like, they should be reading my mind. Hello, you know, they should know what I want.
Mhm.
I may have said no, but I really mean yes. And there's a really, there's a difference there. So if you can communicate effectively, I think that you can find that person, but the communication is key to all of
Elizabeth, I think you may want to, get into dating coaching.
I actually was just thinking that.
Just
I
like,
know
because
Joe.
I was like, I wouldn't have said it any better myself. But
it.
I will say this though, Elizabeth. I will say,
Yes.
And I don't know I don't know what's your thought on this, because we're going to move to other people and other things, but I did want to say this because I know you really describe, that men like very strong women and things like that. I don't know. I think that's men of a different age, and it depends on, because culture changes from household to household.
I agree. And I think it's different because not every man likes strong women.
But
But
I'm
I
like, if
think,
you desire to be a really strong woman, be a very strong woman and find
yeah,
a man who really, really appreciates that.
yeah. Because I think if you communicate exactly what you want, you're going to get what you want.
Yeah. Well, okay, can I just ask like one other quick question and then
No,
you can move on
Pooja.
to please.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so being a creative, I'll tell you, part of this making room issue is that like I've dated in LA and every other person is a creative that, and I know that this is probably just my excuse as well. But every other person that you meet is just so into what they're doing, and we are very self-absorbed people.
Hmm.
So like, for example, I went on a couple dates with this guy who's a screenwriter. And
Pooja, this is being recorded and it may fall
oh,
into
this is true. Okay, sorry. I won't get into details. But I'm just saying creative person. And I wasn't gonna name names, but creative person. And you start to realize like, well, basically your schedules just are so busy. And I don't know. I guess I wonder like, what is your advice or what are your thoughts about that? And is there any
Well,
possible?
that kind of plays into my thing on unconditional dating, right? I really don't believe in unconditional dating. And like, here's a quick example of what I mean by I don't believe in unconditional dating. Let's say that you really know what you want. You really kind of maybe found somebody. You're in the testing phase, right? You're trying to see if, oh, we can, like, if this is something I want to really commit to, invest into, as it goes to the qualities of the person I want to be with. So let's say that this is someone that you've been kind of testing to get to know. They talk a good game. They tell you how you're the most amazing woman they've ever met, blah, 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 blah. You know how they like to blow a lot of smoke, right? So you get into the testing phase, and then you notice that every time y'all plan something, or every time y'all try to make a commitment that we're going to meet, we're going to do this. Oh, our schedules are hectic, but we're going to do this, we're going to do that. In some reason or why, you begin to feel less of a priority because he cannot make any commitments, right?
Yeah.
So,
Right.
is this something that this is where me myself personally, y'all know I probably say that a lot because I can only speak for me, and y'all take
Right.
what advice I give that resonates with you. So, it's like as it goes with me and unconditional dating, which I just say I cannot do. I understand, like, okay, well, somewhere in the spectrum, we're just not ready for each other right now.
Hmm.
We're just not in alignment with what it is that, from what I perceived, that we thought we could have been in alignment, but it just seems like there are certain conditions that we can't work out right now.
Mhm.
Right. I think that if somebody is really 100% interested in you, they will clear their schedule.
Yes.
And likewise.
Bottom line, bottom
Yeah.
line, you will clear your schedule, you will make room for the person. Um, and like Jamal said, make room. They will
Make
make
room.
room for you and you will make room for them if it's something that's
Meant to be.
meant to be and where you want to go. But the same tune, I say don't give up because if it's not meant to be this month, maybe next month it will be.
Next month they may lose their job and they got a lot of free time. You never know, right? So
Yeah, never know what's going to happen.
right. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. So it's like pay attention to the conditions. And
Yes.
if y'all are not in alignment with each other right now, who's to say y'all won't be in alignment with each other next week? Because it's just a little condition, right? That you just. But my thing about it is, who wants to spend time putting energy into something and the energy not being reciprocated, and now I'm feeling like I'm lacking,
Well, at
right?
that point, you don't put the
Right.
time in because
You
you
don't
don't
put
want to be
the time in.
lacking.
You don't want that type of energy
Right.
going on. Okay,
Right.
I'm glad we with
I really like that. What you guys both said, perfect. Awesome. And I think Chakra just chimed in for like a second too. So
yeah, it was like
Yeah.
a quick chakra. Yeah, so before I move into what's next, chakra,
Yeah.
anything?
Well, this is always a sensitive topic for me. Especially when Pooja started talking about you vibing with someone, but they're not. It's not equally, or maybe you did get involved and it was vibing on the same plane. Then they try to switch up, and I don't know. I've been a very I don't do multiple energies in dating and connecting. I'm a multi creative too. So, and I like being connected with others. I would like to experience being with someone that's a creative as well. To be a catalyst for each other, I like that a whole lot. But then, so you have this feeling. You have this feeling about someone. Maybe you've been involved with them, or you have a feeling that you know someone, um, and then they've gone on, and you still, like every day, still have a thought that comes up and an energy, that feeling that comes up about that person. So you hold back, not even, and I like. I had to write this down. Jamal, you are old soul, man.
No, this has been no, this has been tried by fire within
This,
the last
uh,
couple of years.
okay, so
This is trial
I
by fire.
wrote this down. This is good stuff that I will be practicing, because this is an area that I've just, I have this conversation with spirit all the time. I desire to experience a deep, soulful connection, which I have had actually. And there's not a day that I don't think about that person. And it's 2 years now.
Well, that's
Uh,
what I would say. I think I heard a master teacher say, if it takes you 2 years to build with someone, it's going to take you at least 2 years to get over there.
Mhm.
yeah.
Unless
Well,
you're really, really doing the work, right, to really
right.
clear that space. But
Yeah.
I mean, some people don't put that. I'm not gonna say you're not putting forth the time, but some people don't put forth the time to really clear that space.
Yeah, clear the space, but also as I'm clearing the space, I am doing more compassion work for myself so that I can start off with the getting clear, being real clear. Well, even if I get real clear, I have to believe that that's possible to experience those qualities, or that there's someone that, that's the part right there, is because I started off with that, and they walked into my life unexpectedly, didn't realize that that was going to happen. So I don't know.
I would say this as it goes with law of attraction in this moment, and this may work for other people. So you did desire, and this is why I said when you see the grid filling in, or when you see evidence of your desire manifesting, you
Hmm.
have to be excited and you have to revel in it. Whether it ends, whether it stays, you really have to really be grateful and love that because you desired a very soulful connection. The universe
Hmm.
delivered,
Yeah.
okay? And with it, they delivered more clarity,
Hmm.
right? That you
Yeah.
can use to put forth into the next manifestation.
Yeah. I just so then the making of the room. What Elizabeth said. Yeah. If someone's interested, they will make room for you. You know.
Mhm.
Oh, hands down.
Um, and then make room
That's
someone.
probably like my only condition.
So then it's, basically stop wasting energy. It's
Mm.
like you gotta plug this unplugs. It's like something. It's like you're a ship and you got a hole in the bottom of the ship. You wasting energy on that repeated thought that comes up. You wake up. It's not even intentional. It seems to be subconscious that. So that's just a leak that needs to be plugged. I don't know. But and then don't settle. I never have any problem with that.
I
So
know that's right.
because that's why I don't have anybody. I don't settle.
That no, 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 no. As we talked about before tonight, it's about the seeking, right? Here's my rule: I'm dating nobody right now, so I'm dating everybody. Okay, I'm
Uh-huh.
interviewing and testing because I know the qualities I want. So that's all I got to say about it. I'm dating
That's true.
nobody. I'm dating everybody.
All I have to say, can you hear me?
Uh huh.
Yeah.
Okay. All I have to say is date, you're interviewing, you're testing, and you make room, but don't forget the human factor in there. Don't forget the
Yeah.
feelings. Don't
Hmm.
forget the emotion. Because when you're going through the process, it's so easy to just like, okay, I'm going to interview this person, check them off. Okay, they're not what I want. Sometimes people don't show their best in the very first interview or the very first encounter.
Well,
You know,
I don't mean literally interview y'all. Don't. I'm not telling y'all to like literally interview the
no,
people.
but you can
I would.
interview
That
them.
sounds so cheeky and pompous.
No.
No, but I know you
No.
can do that, but I don't want you to miss the opportunity that
To
people
have a
don't
human
always,
connection.
yeah, the human connection, and people don't always show their best light, especially because you don't know what they've been through that day. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? When you meet up with them, you don't know what they've been through. You don't know. So it's always an open mind. It's always best to be friends with somebody before you encounter them because then you find out everything about them. And when you're friends with somebody, then you know how they react to things, how they do things, how they respond. Whatever it is, you know how they're going to come into a situation.
Elizabeth, we're gonna
Yes.
have to do another broadcast on that
I'm
because
sorry.
then we have to talk about because then we have to talk about the friend zone stuff too because people don't really know how to make that transition a lot of the times either.
Yeah. And that's true. But I do know that, with my husband, we were friends prior to, but not friends in the sense that we went out hiking together or whatever it was. We were friends in the sense where we met up and we hung out as a group. You know what I'm saying? And we got to know each other, found out a little bit of history behind each other before we took the next step in the next section. That's how you're going to know if you're going to relate to somebody.
I do want to say this though, Pooh. Elizabeth, I agree with you wholeheartedly, and I want to also say this because that's kind of how I desire my next relationship to go, like from like a really nice friendship. That's kind of
Yeah.
what I mean by in the interviewing phase, like really nice friendship. I'm glad you brought that up. But and some of us skip friendships a lot of the time, so I
Hmm.
just want to throw that out there for anybody because I know Chakra gets on me about certain things in my experience as it goes with dating, because I kind of skip the friend thing sometimes. Anywho, more so to the point,
Yeah.
more so to the point. Um, I do want to hear from someone that's new here, and I hope she's not shy, but I'm just gonna make her, talk to us anyway because I really want to hear from her because I love when we get new people in our spaces. So, amazing Grace. It, amazing
Hello.
Grace. How are you?
I'm doing my best.
I
You
love to
just
hear
put
that.
me on the spot. Relationships are not a strong point for me. I'm really focused on my independence. So, and that's more of a cover for just not wanting to deal with any of it.
Thank you. You brought up a really great point, but well, before I bring up the point, because you brought up a very powerful point that I did not even remember to talk about. But I just want you to tell people where are you from. Tell us more about you because you're like, you know, we want to welcome you into this because we all know each other.
Yes. I am known as Amazing Grace CJ. On Periscope, I was CJ Lily Imperfectly Me. On Facebook, I'm Phoenix Lilycat. Um, I'm a multitude of names, I guess. You each might know from different places. I know Chakrawanda from Periscope and
Yeah.
Facebook. Jamad is from Facebook and Periscope as well. Um,
CJ, I'm thinking you was some complete stranger.
no, it's me.
Oh, wow.
Everybody, a celebrity has stumbled in upon us.
Mm.
Okay, a celebrity, the master and Reiki master teacher and shaman, CJ,
We
Phoenix,
are all
Lily Cat.
masters, my friend. You are master in what you bring, and each and everyone, Chakra is a master at what she brings. We are all individual masters working in a collective form for
Y'all
the
just
great.
don't know. I feel like Oprah is on here right now. I am so appreciative and so thankful and so grateful that you are here, CJ. You just don't really know because I haven't seen you in a while. So I'm really, really, from the bottom of my heart, really appreciative that you have slipped in here under this pseudonym.
Well, I am so grateful that you invited me because I was seeking um, relationship advice actually, and so far every question that I have had has been answered beautifully by each and every one of you guys. So it's very beautiful. And I appreciate being able to be a part of this.
Thank you so much. This has really touched my heart. Thank you, CJ. Okay, so I
I
know
love you, man. You are awesome. You rock it. You do
you
what you
you know
do
I
well.
love you. I got all just I'm starstruck, y'all. So here's the thing. So I do want to make this point before I move on because I've been trying to move on. I know for about 20 minutes right now, and I think we're going to have to cut some of this short, and we'll have to teach the rest in the later class. But I know before I leave, I'm going to talk about healing current relationships through the law of attraction, and probably touching on how we attract teachers, and because those things won't take too long. Because I think the dating thing is probably because dating is the hardest. Okay, we don't mind attracting mentors and teachers and soul family and people that's going to help us move ahead. And either we are willing to heal our relationships or we don't. Right. So anyway, so with that being said, I don't have to take too long on those. But I did want to say this because CJ really brought up a point that I almost forgot. Okay, CJ said right now she really wants to work on her independence. And here's the thing, a lot of us may desire relationships, but if we have a resistance to it because we have other things that we really, really want to focus on, you can focus on your desire. And I'm telling you, if I focus on, let's say I focus on building my business very strongly. Um, because I'm not holding myself in the resistance to the relationship because I'm so focused on my business and manifesting that, the relationship may just come out and flourish because I'm not thinking negatively or holding myself in a separation to relationships. I'm just focusing on my business. So Abraham teaches this as it goes with manifesting relationships and soulmates and partnerships and things like that it's better it is better that we attract from a blissful place. Okay? When we are at a blissful place, we will attract a blissful person. When we are at a negative place, we just probably will attract a negative person. Does that make sense? So, if you are saying that I want to, and I'm not saying that CJ, I'm blissful for everybody listening. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying she really provoked that memory of that very bold statement in my head from Abraham. When you're in a blissful place, you can attract a blissful person because and I'm telling you, and that, I think a lot of people when it comes to dating, they meet somebody that probably meets all their qualities, and once they meet somebody that meets all their qualities, they begin to think about their shortcomings, and then they talk themselves out of that connection. So it may be best for you to work on getting to a blissful place if that sounds like you. And that's all I'm going to say about dating for the rest of the night. Okay, we'll do a part two where we can all just get together and powwow about it, if that's okay with everybody else. But I am so thankful that CJ joined us. I was so thankful that she stopped on by. Okay, so I want to talk about really quickly. Um, Oh, everybody, CJ, our celebrity special guest, has a YouTube that you can search. Just search Amazing Grace, okay, and you will find her doing spiritual work through singing bowls and drums. Okay, I just want to say that y'all follow CJ, support her. I love her down. I really, really do. Search Amazing Grace, and you will see CJ. Well, you will see Amazing Grace, who I'm in the moment calling CJ. Okay, so moving on. Let's talk really, really amazingly about how we attract teachers in our experience. Okay, earlier today, earlier today, I was saying that most relationships that you attract, most relationships that you attract may not be based on what you want to attract as it goes with a love relationship or a best friend relationship or or family or all of that. Most relationships that you attract will come in to serve a single purpose. And I learned this a while ago, probably over a year ago, from a master teacher that was in my space, that every relationship that comes to you, everyone that you meet, you are teaching them something and they are teaching you something. And it's really important for you to, as it goes with what you're manifesting, what you're attracting, it's probably most likely to your best benefit to pay attention to what are you learning in this and what are you teaching. Okay, I would not tell you to be overcritical of that because you may get to doing the most. But a lot of the times, like when I first started in my spiritual journey and I picked up a couple of things, like as it goes with dating, see, when you feel that you're just amazingly just attracted to somebody out of nowhere and you don't know why or you haven't taken the reason to figure out why because you're just like, okay, this person is not really somebody I would consider a friend, is not somebody I would consider to date. Why am I allowing this person to be in my space? What is going on here? You more than likely have attracted a teacher. So in that moment, you have to give yourself a little breathing room and see your desire for desire itself. Okay, see your desire for desire itself. You're saying that you're attracted to this person or this person is attracting you, but in the sense that if someone is attracted to you, you are attracting them. Okay, let's just put that out there. So you have to see the desire for the desire itself. What is it about this person that I want to allow into my life? Or what about them is it that that I desire for them? Or what is it about them that I feel they have to teach me? Or what is it about this relationship is my benefit in this now moment? Right? So I know the first time I had to utilize this, and I'm just going to be very candid. Okay, there was somebody I was entertaining, and they was getting on my damn nerves. And I was just like, but why am I still here? Why am I entertaining them? Why haven't I got up to leave? What? Okay, so I had to sit down. I'm like, okay, in this moment, I need to see this desire for this desire itself. What is it that I am really holding myself back for because I've somehow told myself that there is some type of attraction here? And in short, it just wasn't the right reason for me. When I came up with my reason, it just was not the right reason for me. So in that situation, I'm like, okay, I've learned what I need to learn here. They had a different view on spirituality, different from my own. I got to experience that in a short period of time. I got to learn a little bit more about that. And then in that moment, I was like, okay, I'm kind of done with this because it was really not in alignment with me. I learned what I needed to learn and everything else was not in alignment, so I kind of got out. Okay, so we attract teachers a lot of the time. And in that, I want you to pay attention to what you are learning from people and pay attention to what people are learning from you. Okay? Also, in that, if you feel that you should be teaching someone something specific and it's not more so natural, pay attention to if you have the capacity to teach it to that person because they may learn that better from someone else, right? Or you may just give them the little push they need to learn more about it. Or pay attention if they have the capacity to actually even learn it, okay? So when it comes to teaching people due to law of attraction, because somehow y'all have been paired together, pay attention to what you have the energy and the capacity to teach and what they have the capacity to learn or the energy to teach. Okay? But I'm moving kind of fast, but I do want to make the biggest point because I'm just running over so many different points and I didn't get them organized. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. But the point is, we attract teachers. So when you say that you desire something, and this is something that I've learned really about my life in the past year, and this is the meat of this whole topic. There was a point that I was very depressed and I was very low in my life. And I really just desired a breakthrough. I really just desired something that was going to tell me, that was going to validate me, tell me I was going to be okay, something that was going to really raise me up. So at this point, all my tricks of building myself up just did not work. It was just like I needed something totally different. Like all those tricks didn't work no more. I just didn't, I just was over it. I needed something new. And then all of a sudden, ping, on Periscope, somebody popped up and it said, I am doing energy readings. Come and get a free energy reading. I was like, okay, well, I've gotten a reading before in the past. Really wasn't into it like that, but I knew it was very beneficial to me. Let me see what this is about, right? And I went on that broadcast. I watched that broadcast. I learned so much in that broadcast, and it began to make me feel better. And so that was the first time I had a connection via the internet, right, with a spiritual person. And then the next thing I know, I was learning a lot from spiritual teachers on Periscope. And then those spiritual teachers were becoming my friends. And then eventually those spiritual teachers, we were teaching each other. And then we was learning this and learning that, and we really grew a very strong relationship. So I really used the law of attraction unknowingly at the time because I was not as aware and well versed in law of attraction as I am now to call. I was yearning for something. I was like, this is what I need. I need support. I need help. I need a different way of living. I need something that is going to bring me up. And then, by the law of attraction, people that live at least 12 hours away from me driving, right? Seven, 4 or 5 in a plane to like even further, right? These people, boom, they were in my life instantly. And it's just because the law of attraction used the path of least resistance, which was Periscope at the time, to really put these people in my life to make those connections because these were the teachers that I needed. And in the sense that when I called them, they also called me because, in a way, I'm a teacher that they need as well. So, the point of this section was you will attract teachers all the time. If you say 2 weeks ago, you're like, oh, I'm so interested in losing weight. I really want to lose weight. I have to. The next thing you know, you may run into Chakra Wanda's broadcast or Elizabeth's broadcast or some fitness trainer's broadcast. And then there you go. The law of attraction has put a teacher in your life. You've attracted the teacher that's going to help you accomplish the goal because the law of attraction knows that we all pretty much are connected. And that's another thing that it would have to be a discussion for another time, right? You have more in common with everybody on the planet than you do with just the person that you think is in the next room. Okay, Elizabeth says, we are one. You have more in common with everyone in your experience than this one single person that you're trying to manifest as your partner. Okay, so with that being said, anyone can pop into your experience and be your teacher. I don't judge anybody. When I tell you I will talk to you, I will talk to the next person. I do not hold myself separate from people because I know how you can attract the right teachers in your life for what it is that you need. But when you judge and when you feel that you're separate from people, you don't allow that blessing into your life. Okay? So you have to understand, and this is most importantly, when you really decide something for yourself, you will most definitely attract the people because y'all will find room to serve each other. Okay? So that is the most important thing as it goes with what I want to say about attracting teacher, among paying attention to what you're teaching and all those other things earlier. Okay? But I'm telling you, as soon as you say you need to learn something, you need to make something happen, you need to do something, the law of attraction say, okay, we're going to kill this bird with We're going to kill three or four or five birds with one stone. Okay, we're going to put all these people together because clearly they all want something and clearly they all have the answer. So let's throw them all together. And now you've attracted all these teachers. I'm telling you, teachers, and Elizabeth said it earlier, teachers attract teachers. Okay? Amazing Grace says we are all teachers and students working towards love. Okay? And I don't think I think that's exactly what I want to leave that we are all teachers and students attracting love. So Chakra said, please stop killing the birds. But I don't know what other way to say that. I don't you know what, I'm gonna ask the law of attraction to give me another way to say that, okay? I'm just kinda I'm attracted. I'm not violent. It's just y'all get the point. I'm a Google it. Okay, the law of attraction and Google works hand in hand as well, but I'll teach on that class at another time. So let's talk about using the law of attraction to heal current relationships. And I'm going to say this, and I'm gonna let everybody go. And we'll probably we'll stop the recording. We'll have a little powwow. But when it comes to using the law of attraction, oh, the law of attraction will multitask. Okay, I don't think that's exactly how I want to put it, but I'm gonna keep it in mind. The law of attraction likes to multitask, get as many tasks as it can done with one. Um, and well, I don't know, Chakra. I'm gonna keep working on that. But here's the thing. So we're gonna talk about using in one single swoop. But I wanted to say one single swoop, Pooja, but I thought that sounded violent, so I just left it alone. I just left it alone. Anyway, so I was like, one single swoop, that may sound violent too. So anyway, let's talk about healing current relationships using the law of attraction. And I think this is very important, especially when we understand that we love people unconditionally and we do not, when we're saying we're creating our own experience, we want to create our experience with them in it. That's a really kind of ticky kind of thing. But I do understand where it may be family, it may be your husband, it may be your sister, it may be your mother, it may be your best friend, it may be someone you've been with a very long time. Okay? So, when you want to really heal a relationship, you can do that so easily using the law of attraction. And we're using the law of attraction in a way where we are using it to influence. When I talk about using the law of attraction to influence other people, most people are not aware that they are creating their own reality. Okay? So that is the little gap that allows you to influence their reality. Most people don't know they're creating their own reality, so they're not really in control of what they are creating, what they are attracting, paying attention to that. Okay? A lot of people are not aware that they create their own reality. So you can use that in a way where you can influence them to create it in a way that works for you to a certain degree, because I really don't tell people to use love and influence unless it's really to heal or to help their friends succeed. But you can use that in a way where you can really help them achieve their highest possibilities. You can use that to also heal your relationships because let's say that you got married, they fit your qualities, right? You had gotten so much clarity on what you wanted. Things started great, and then somehow a shift happened. They didn't change, but maybe they lost their job, or maybe there was a death, and somehow they shifted just a little bit, right? To where it has become uncomfortable in the relationship because they're not in control of their points of attraction. They haven't been getting clarity. They haven't been trying to raise their vibrations. Okay, so you can use the law of you can use the law of I want to say the law of Elizabeth. Okay, but you can use the law of influence to help them raise their vibration to somewhat begin to match your own again, to where the relationship begins to heal. Okay, so this is a very, very easy process and I won't say it's a very easy process. It's a very sturdy, consistent process that you must use. And this process not only heals your relationships, but also someone said the law of Elizabeth. Um, it not only heals your relationship, but you can help others succeed with this. So, whenever, like, let's say your husband, and I'm not saying anybody husband in particular, but let's say your husband had something happen, and then he picked up a drinking habit. He picked up a drinking habit, okay, and that's beginning to cause a lower vibration within your relationship, and that's not an experience that you really wanted to create for yourself. So you have to help your husband raise his vibration again. So here's what you do: no matter what reality or what has manifested or what is going on or what is happening within your present relationship, you view your relationship, future tense, you view your relationship and what you want it to be. You view your relationship and what you believe is going to happen and what you believe that you desire and want to happen. You view your relationship becoming whole. You view your relationship really building and picking up the pieces. You view your relationship in a way that your husband has stopped drinking and has started spending more time with the children, or your husband has stopped drinking and really started to find his passion again. You hold that view without giving up. You hold that view so strongly. And no matter how your husband come in day to day, no matter how your husband tends to have like little weak moments, right? You will see it begin to get better. You will see it begin to raise. You will see his vibration begin to raise and things start to change for the positive. That is the law of influence. You can use the law of influence in so many ways, right? If you're not a very good visual person, you may just want to take the time to write. Writing is very strong energy work. Writing is very strong vibrational work, okay? Because most things that have been written in our experience has become true, whether it's history, whether it's communication, whether it's anything that's pretty much written becomes true in our experience. And that's just the because most people are just writing lies most of the time, okay? So you want to really start using manifesting tools to really present and put out a higher vibration for the person that you're interacting with. Because I do want to say this, and I'm sharing this at the end, and I'm probably going to close and just open it up for feedback with this. But we don't get to create others' realities. We never do. We never do. We can influence them. But if they are very in control of their point of attraction, and it's not exactly what they want, it's really hard for you to influence them. But I'm telling you, most people aren't, so it's really easy to influence them. I'm a very hard person to influence because I'm really into this law of attraction stuff, right? But if it's in alignment with me, if it's in alignment with me, your vision of me helps that much more. So if me and you have the same vision for myself, it has no choice but to manifest. Okay, but that's another conversation. I think that was the conversation we had last week, or we'll have in Law of Attraction 102. Okay, 201, whichever. So more so to the point, I'm going to say this. We don't get to create the realities of others. We only get to create our own reality. In creating our own reality, we get to choose the experiences that we have, which also makes the law of attraction and being able to influence that much greater. So if you hold a steady vibration of what you want from your husband, wife, sister, mother, friend, if you hold very strong to that vibration, whenever they come around you or whenever they come into your experience, because whatever they do outside of your experience or what you can see, that doesn't necessarily have anything to do with you, right? But as it goes with your present experience and what you are experiencing, whenever they come into contact with you and you've been holding that vibration so strong and so steadily, they have no choice but to raise to that vibration, because you have really put a lot of manifestation power behind it, because you've been seeking that, you've been meditating on that, you've been writing that, you've been holding that vibration for a very long time. So that vibration has gotten so strong to where, let's say your children was on drugs, your children would not even think about smoking around you if you've been holding that vibration for your child that long and that strongly. And don't get me wrong, I don't judge anybody. If you smoke, smoke. I encourage it if that's your thing. But what I'm saying is, if you want better for someone else, you can hold a very strong vibration for them, and due to the law of attraction and influence, they have no choice but to do that in the reality that you're creating for yourself. So you can use that in healing relationships. And oh, well, I guess I got a little time. You can do that as it goes with using the law of attraction to help your friends succeed. When it comes to my friends, I hold a very high vibration for all of them. I hold a very, very strong and high vibration for all of them. That when they tell me what it is they want to do, I see them doing it, and I hold that so strongly. And y'all probably wonder, where do I have the time to hold strong vibrations for everybody? I can make time. It's something I'm able to do. And that goes for clients, that goes for friends, that goes for everybody. Elizabeth says you can only see what is in your reality. Thank you. But I have a very strong vibration for all my friends. So when y'all see me traveling, I'm always visiting friends, and these friends begin to notice that when I come to town or when I come around, all these opportunities start happening for them. All these opportunities really start being created, happening. They make more money, they get more things done, they're more productive, and it seems like it's only because I, Mary Poppins, has come to town, right? So my thing is, I hold high vibrations for all my friends because, as Chakra coined the phrase pretty much, I am the highest possibility partner. Okay, I'm the highest possibility partner, and I want to see them achieve the highest possibilities. So I hold a very strong vibration for them to succeed in life, because I'm not going by what they've done in their past. I'm not going by what they say their shortcomings are. I don't see them at their shortcomings. I see them at their best. I see them at their abundance. I see them at what they truly desire. Okay. I may come visit you. Elizabeth said, Mary Poppins, come visit me in the summer. I just may. You never know. And then the next thing you know, boom. You know, so that's what I'm saying. We want to hold all our friends. If you love someone, hold them to a high vibration. And the law of attraction that you hold as you're creating your own reality, if they are not in control of their points of attraction, will influence them, and they will raise to what it is that you see is what you see and know would be their highest possibilities. Okay? So, um, Chakra One says, see them operating from their higher selves. Elizabeth says, I love you all. And Pooja says, same here. So, uh, Phoenix, CJ, Amazing Grace says, so much love and gratitude to all. So, I know I've been talking forever because I was really trying to get through that really quickly. But I want to open it up to everybody, of course. I'm gonna start with my co-host, Elizabeth. I'm just gonna call you my co-host. So I'm gonna tell y'all this. Every Tuesday you may hear from me and Elizabeth if she's able to make it. Because you know that's my friend. Elizabeth's been supporting me for a long time as it goes with me teaching, and I really, really appreciate that. I get emotional every time I think about it, because like in the beginning, when I was just teaching people about changing their perceptions, Elizabeth was there rooting me on when she was about one of three people there watching my broadcast. Okay, so I'm going to unmute my good Judy. Elizabeth, what's up? Elizabeth, did I unmute you?
I
Or did I
think
kick
you I think you did. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I thought I kicked you out for a second. I don't know what you.
That was so cute. I will be here when I can, obviously. And yeah, you're so adorable. You are like my son.
Oh.
You are. Well, you're the same age as my son. So, yes, you are just like my son. I've watched you grow. I love it. I love it.
I appreciate it because I've been on the move, and y'all's support has been really monumental for me and my development. And so, because you need validation. I don't
Yes.
necessarily crave it like I used to, but back then I needed validation. I did.
Yeah.
I
And
needed to know that I was onto something.
you are onto something, Jamad.
Well, I
You
needed to know it
always
then.
you always were. You're such an old soul, as Shaka said. You're such an old soul. And you've come to teach us all.
Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate your contributions to tonight's discussion because everybody's looking at you as the love coach right now. So I really appreciate it.
I don't know if I have all the answers, but I can only give you what I know.
And it seems enough. It seems more than enough. I think
And
you
that's
really,
good.
I think you really gave the people a lot to work with tonight because you touched stuff I wasn't even trying to hit on. I'm trying to be all, let's talk about the law of attraction. You brought in the love languages,
Yeah.
and which was
Yeah.
really, 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 really needed. So I really appreciate you, Elizabeth, so much.
Thank you,
I,
honey.
I really do. I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna unmute somebody that hasn't really talked this whole night just to see if they're still here and what they thought about tonight's presentation. Tyra, we hear you.
Hi. I'm cracking up laughing. Um, well, this is all quite new to me, but I definitely been enjoying you as a good friend. Oh, I consider you as a great friend to me,
Don't
and
tell these
I
people my
love.
business.
I'm not, but I love definitely listening to you, and the things that you taught me has been great. It's changed my life so on many different aspects. But tonight, I feel like it was great. I have a whole booklet of just notes I've been writing down from everybody. So I really appreciate each and every one of you guys for just kind of opening up my mind and having me think from a different perspective because all of this stuff is pretty new to me, but it's all good stuff. It's all good information I need that I will carry on and on, try to teach other people because I see so many people in my life and I'm like, you definitely need some help. Not in a bad way, but they could use a little bit of these words or use a little bit of guidance. And I feel like some of these points that you guys are making definitely will be able to be shared with other people. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel better to know that I can help other people too. So
Thank you, Ty. Me and Elizabeth
no
really,
problem.
we really appreciate. I'm just talking like she's my co-host now. Me and Elizabeth, we really appreciate you coming.
Oh, no problem. I've heard of the love languages before, but it was only really, really brief. But I'm glad that it's been brought up again because I'm like, oh, I've heard of it, but it must have been in passing that I've heard of it before because I've never just sat down and thought about them. But I'm glad I wrote it down so I can sit here and actually remember this time.
Awesome. Well, Ty, much love to you. I'm so glad you came. Let me tell you, Ty's like, y'all don't know Ty. Ty is like my friend, right? So it's like someone to not necessarily be of our community coming in and just supporting me. That really means a lot because, this is all woo-woo, new. So I really, really, really value Ty a lot. And thanks for speaking
Oh,
up
you're so
because
sweet.
you might be shy.
Oh, just on occasion.
Okay. Well, much love to you. We'll be back. So who is next? I want to hear from Chakra. Let's hear from Chakra. Chakra.
Well, look, this was just so rich. It's just so rich. First of all, it feels good to be in community like this. It's like a wonderful banquet where we're just enjoying, the contribution of what you're delivering. And it's sentimental too because look, I know it's been 2 years that everyone on here, let's see, God, I guess, is it 1 year for us? A year and a half, I guess.
It
And
depends on how you look
Elizabeth,
at it. Because I will say we all may have no, oh no. I didn't get with y'all till probably the spring of last year. So I say probably around February will make it 2 years of me knowing everybody.
right? And
Yes.
Elizabeth. Now, I think we go back a ways. Is it? I can't remember. Was it a DT that we connected through a DT with Jamal?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Wow, that was all the same time now.
It was Jamad, Chakra, you, let's see, me, Pooja, and Dina.
And
Okay.
there was some others like John and
John and
Andrea, people we haven't
Andrea.
seen in a long time.
Right.
Yep.
So I'm, grateful to experience the growth in all of us, but still have this deep, loving connection and community that we continue to, hold space, continue to just support each other in this way. This was a great incubator for this kind of discussion.
Especially since we're all in different parts of the country. I mean, every area of the country, there's one of us right now. Like
Right.
from
Right.
the East Coast to the West Coast, the Midwest, I'm in the South, right? There's people everywhere
Yeah.
in this community.
So I hope that this is going to be a repeat. I love the synergy between you and Dr. Elizabeth.
Master teacher.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I have to laugh at that. That's cute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I
I
just
did.
think it's awesome.
This was really rich. I mean, it's just really, really rich. I feel some of my shell breaking off. Thinking about, well, I'm definitely going to work on putting the energy into the clarity list, qualities that I want. The making room, I'm breathing. Well, making room meaning, well, no, down to the dating. That's the part where I have to breathe. Yeah.
I think it just, well, I would say it like Abraham says it. Dating is supposed to be fun. Dating is
Absolutely.
dating is supposed to be so fun that because it's supposed to be like one of the richest experiences we can experience, right? Just
Yeah.
sharing a very moment of just sharing a moment of alignment with another person. Like no matter how long that lasts, how short it is, or whatever, like sharing a moment of alignment with another person is supposed to be fun. And I tell people all the time,
Yes.
that's why I'm like I'm dating nobody, I'm dating everybody, right? Because dating is supposed to be fun, but when I say that, I'm more so saying that I am really, really allowing myself to enjoy the company of others and allow myself to get more clarity as it goes with finding my potential mate. Because
Yes.
clarity is so important as it goes with the dating thing, and that's why it feels so mucky and muddy and cloudy because we don't necessarily get the clarity that we need.
Well, here's the thing. If I'm still on, I don't know.
Oh
But
yeah.
okay, here's the thing. It goes the same as for a mate as it is for a friend. And when you separate the two, then you can't have a perfect relationship because your mate has to be your friend.
Ain't that it?
So, yeah. So like we all connect with each other, we all support each other. You want that same thing in a mate.
Oh, now you is preaching to everybody right now, because I'm telling you, I think people miss that. Because
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that's really because that's probably like I'm not gonna say that's my number one condition,
Yeah.
but it's just like I treat everybody the same for one. So if we don't make good friends, we probably will not make a good companion.
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
it's like I really, because I can handle everything, right? I really want someone I can share my thoughts with, and somebody who wants to support me, not somebody I have to be like, "Is your ass coming to my class tonight?" I don't want to find myself in that. You
Yeah.
know, so
You attract what likes attract like, right?
Exactly.
So you're going to attract exactly what you're like. And when you're looking for that, that's what you're going to find. You're going to find that.
I can't believe
Whether
I
it,
didn't. I missed that whole point. We're gonna have to do this again. Like and I think it was more so because I was just trying to get in, get into it, just talking about the dating part. But yeah, oh goodness, I hate it for anybody that got all the way to the end to this. But I think it's more so when I talk about make sure you had a blissful place so you can attract a blissful person. Like attracts like. Uh,
Mhm.
thanks, Elizabeth. Oh, there's somebody we're forgetting. That's so important um, to tonight's discussion because she's been to all of the discussion. Let me tell you, Pooja does not miss a class that I do. I think that's like the sweetest thing. I mean, whether she needs to come or not, she comes anyway.
Pooja's awesome.
Oh, you are so sweet. Well, today's just been so great, and in fact, I feel like Dr. Elizabeth and Jamad. Seriously, Elizabeth, you have a potential here. Think about it.
I'm telling you, Pooja is really serious about you doing these relationship discussions. Like she's really like you remember last week when I taught the first law of attraction class, everybody was like, I'm in my little zone or something, like
Yep,
I'm in my
yep,
space, what I
yep.
should be teaching.
It's true.
Yeah, I think I said you were in your element.
Yep.
So I think the discussion it's so good because I mean we all learned from each other and got something out of it, just like Chuck was saying, it's like a buffet and it was so rich, and all of us got something out of it. And of course this is so deep and so much a part of like our everyday lives. I mean, as Jamad was saying, it's not just romantic relationships. You've got your family relationships, you've got your work relationships, you've got like that's basically, why are we here, right? Like we
Right.
have to experience ourselves through someone else. And so I just think that this thing could go on forever, this chat. And I would love to hear, maybe if we do like a part two, we could get more into like that like attracts like aspect, and what's, like the vibration that you bring and the energy you bring, and kind of like how to work the kinks of that vibration so that you can be a magnet for the kind of relationship you want to attract.
And you know what? I will double up on these classes because, especially like when I was teaching the branding and marketing, for me, I was always giving like a full introduction to everything that I was teaching, and it just seemed like a hell of a lot. But we can go so much deeper in this. And I really, really, because I'm telling you, I'm not going to say things get deeper, but things become more and more general. That's why they seem deeper, because you see how it applies to everything and how it comes up in all different areas of your life. So things don't necessarily get deeper, they become more general. But beyond the fact that we can get really, really deep into this. So maybe I will start doing part twos, like because I did the intro on the law of attraction. Maybe this was the intro to the law of attraction and relationships.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I'm so glad you were here, Pooja. Pooja,
I'm
anything that really peaked out to you during tonight's discussion?
Well, there were so many good things.
I
But I
want
guess,
the number one so the people know what really, really is
well, I
important.
mean, I think it really helped me when I had asked that question about, when you're attracted to someone else and you feel very strongly about it, and you guys, kind of just said, I mean, you said a lot, and I'm like kind of thinking here, what was that one thing? Um, but I think I kind of felt like it soothed my, I guess, that kind of worry that I have, maybe, of like, oh, I'm not gonna just, that thing of like, oh, I don't know, like I always have these feelings and it never works out. Like, but whatever you guys said to me, it just soothed that. And I was able to like move past it and felt good. You know what I mean?
It's that I think it was that making room for each other.
Yeah, I think it was like, because there were so many things, but I think, making room for one another. And I think it was this. It was just that if it's meant to be, it will be. And that really.
I'll say this because I'm not a really, and I'm a student of Abraham, right? And I'm not really one of those. Uh, when it comes to like a specific person, if it's meant to be, it'll be like. So when I opened this up, I think I said that we pass soulmates every day. That's why I'm using this while we're having this conversation, because we pass up soulmates every day. And the beyond the law of attraction, the A Course in Miracles teach against special relationships, right? And earlier today, I said that we're connected more so to everyone in this whole entire planet than just one other person in the next room over. Okay, so not saying that never give up on one person, because that's really important. I want you to be all feel intuitively guided as it goes with dating, okay? Because that's really important. But what I'm saying is, if you do miss this person, either there will be another person and another person and another person and another person until somehow you got to your path of least resistance, where you found the perfect person for you. And perfect, I use that word loosely, but the person that's more so in alignment with you, then it may happen that way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or that person from the past that you felt like you missed out on may circle back around. Okay.
Well, right. I think that's exactly what it was. It's like you'll never miss them because
you'll never miss whoever you're meant to be with. You'll never miss them.
So I somehow that's how I took it. So it's like,
okay,
I don't have to worry. It's already written in that sense. It's already written. It's just, and I just don't know who out of all these people, and it could be several. Like you said, we pass by our soulmates every day.
We pass our soulmates every day. Like I'm telling you, the perfect person for you could be like driving by your house right now. I'm telling you. And if it's not that one, it may be the person that just walked in Starbucks. I'm telling you. But the thing about it is, we'll miss it, and we miss a lot of things. That's why I said the universe, when it comes to manifesting, the universe has more ways than there are stars in the sky to get you that manifestation. So think of those stars in the sky as people in this present discussion. So what I'm more so saying right now, that if you miss it, because most times we'll miss it because of some type of resistance that we have to relationships, some type of resistance that we need to get clarity on, so we can clear that resistance in order to really allow a wonderful person, a wonderful connection to come into our life, to either be there forever to help us get clarity to move on to the next, so to speak, or to move on and take a break and then them come back after we gotten more clarity. So
totally. And I think the other thing that we were saying at the end of this discussion was how dating should be fun.
Ooh.
And I really believe that because I always take myself off of like all the stuff, like all the dating apps and stuff like that. I take myself off when I don't think it's fun anymore. And then I put myself back on when it really truly feels I'm in a light place again, because it should be fun.
I agree. And I don't know what dating app she is talking about, and I don't want to say one in particular that I think should be fun every time. But if you know that it's, and I'm gonna say this, we're gonna go to CJ because I think I'm running way over my time. I think I hit 2 hours now. If you are on a dating app where you get to either swipe left or right based on your criteria of what it is that you know that you like and want for yourself, that should be fun. Just enjoy swiping left and right. And then if you make a connection, you make a connection. But you can see that as your grid filling in, that if you swipe a way that says, yes, I like this person, clearly that's the law of attraction letting you know that people are out there that you like. So you got to get out there, kind of resolve your resistance, because people pick up a lot of resistance as it goes. Okay.
It's so intense. Oh my God, I can't even think of it. Okay.
Well, the only reason why it seems intense is because how you're looking at it, right?
Well, I mean, understand, and that could be a whole other conversation we can
I
have.
know.
Law of attraction, like how do you even use the navigate the dating
Yeah.
with
Well,
law of
I mean,
attraction. 'Cause
oh, that'll
Will
be
that when
okay.
will that be? I want to know when that discussion will be, please.
Well, that's what I'm just
Jabad,
gonna
you have
say.
a whole
Uh,
series, dude. This
I
is a
know
whole series.
I got so much to talk about, but I would say this is that what y'all are talking about right now is something that I got a download recently about to talk about. Whereas and I'm telling y'all that class, and I'll probably do it in a couple weeks, will blow your socks off. Okay, I'm going to talk about the law of attraction and intuition. That is going to be
Oh my
really
God, that's
that
gonna
is going to be
be
so good.
awesome.
Okay, so but like, and that's what I'm saying. And then I know Elizabeth will be there because I'm going to envision her there, right? But Elizabeth just said this: just pay attention to the signs. Must be fun and in alignment. And when we say pay attention to the signs, we're talking about intuition. Pay attention.
Absolutely.
Chakra calls it pay attention to what you pay attention to, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So,
Yeah. I say pay attention to what you notice. That's what
ah,
I'm.
well, yeah, pay attention to what you notice.
Yeah.
So, was it notice what you notice?
Yeah. Notice what you notice.
Notice
Yeah.
what you noticed. Okay, right. So,
Right.
anywho, so I can't wait to talk about the law of attraction and intuition because I'm telling you, that was something that was just like, oh, is law of attraction really runs everything. That's why I could talk about this stuff so much. Okay, I really wanted to hear from CJ, but CJ cannot speak presently, and she said she really appreciates this class so much. And CJ, we really appreciate you coming. I'm so
Yeah.
excited. We had a celebrity, everybody.
What's
So
her YouTube again? Amazing Grace.
Amazing Grace is her YouTube, and there you can see her doing really healing energy work through
Ooh.
singing bowls and also through just spiritual drumming. CJ is amazingly spiritually gifted. I mean, Reiki, shaman. She can do soul work. I mean, if anything you're interested in, you've watched this video, y'all find CJ now under the name Amazing Grace, which we're just going to say that's always been her name because she is really amazing and she is pure grace. Okay, two announcements I want to make before I let y'all go because if y'all are still here. Um, Next week, we're going to talk about the law of attraction and money. That'll be next Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And for that class, I'm requiring a $9 donation. Okay? And you may be wondering why I'm asking for this strange
No.
dividend.
No. Thank you. So where's the link? We can pay for it now.
No, I just chakra. Thank you, girl. But it'll be a $9 class, and I'm going to tell you exactly why it's $9 in the class. So
Okay.
you have to really get there for that. And I'm so excited to talk about the law of attraction and money. We talked about the law of attraction and relationships today, which I was really excited about because I know relationships is probably the hardest thing for a lot of people. But money is probably like I think money is under relationships. And the only reason why money is under relationships is because as it goes with like the hard and how hard it is to manifest things, relationships involve another person. Okay? So the law of attraction in relationships, it seems a little complicated because it involves another person. Whereas money flows everywhere. Okay? If one person is clenching their fist, somebody got to open one. Anyway, so we'll be talking about the law of attraction and money next week. I will have a link. You have to, of course, be in my group, Flowing in Abundance, to find out about this. Pay your $9. I'll see you there. Chakra said it don't matter. Click the link. Okay, Chakra, you a real.
Hey, look. Pay the 9 and be on time. Okay.
Pay the 9 and be on time. Okay, well, and it's at 9 p.m. Eastern time.
Oh,
So pay the 9 and I'll see you at 9. Okay.
yeah. I love
Okay.
it.
Awesome, 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 awesome. I'm so happy to see you all here, and much love to you all. Once again, I'm Jamal Kelly, the Intuitive Empowerment Coach, and this is like the gang of my co-hosts. I can't do this by myself. I'm telling you, the more the merrier. I really welcome, and I hope to see you next week for this class. And until then, you all be blessed. Enjoy your day. Vibrate higher. find your waterfall flow with abundance. Okay, that's almost